It is shocking to see what is happening in Ukraine. The destruction of a major European country with 40 million people living there. Many of us have family histories that this situation reawakens, evoking deep feelings in all of us. It is now a 3 million person refugee problem. And whatever happens, they will not go quickly back to their old lives. Seeing all this, we also knew at Food for the Poor that it would be irresponsible to jump into something where we did not have an established plan or a history of working directly with partners in the affected region. As a Christian ministry, prayer is at the front and center of all that we do. And we have offered prayer, and we invited you to pray with us. But we also have been anxious to explore other options. How do we make sure that whatever we do will get to the people we want to help? How do we avoid diluting the work we already do that is so critically important for the Latin American and Caribbean countries where we serve day in and day out? That, of course, speaks to our credibility. It speaks to doing the right things right. And so we have been appropriately cautious. And so now we can announce that we have the right partner and the right mechanism to help in a meaningful and faithful way. We have absolute confidence that we can work with our longtime partner, Feed My Starving Children, a trusted relationship and long association. They are getting the job done. Food for the Poor will provide support for food and in the form of Manipack, fortified rice meals, such as this. Feed My Starving Children has been working with Mission Eurasia, a group of more than 3,500 pastors. In the last 8 years, they have established a strong foothold and delivered more than 12.5 million meals to this area of the world. There are other charities helping them distribute this food in a meaningful way, and we are honored to join them. These charities are not competing. They are partnering with each other, using their respective strengths to make something remarkable happen. We have been made aware that there will be no planting or harvest in Ukraine in 2022. Some of you may know that Ukraine is the so-called breadbasket of Europe, meaning they provide a surplus quantity of crops that not only feed the Ukraine, but are exported to many countries. And indeed, the World Food Programme uses a lot of this surplus to provide aid around the world. This dire situation will have worldwide consequences and for a long period of time to come. Urgent help is needed. We want to invite our generous donors to consider an over and above donation that would be earmarked to go directly to the people of Ukraine through Feed My Starving Children. To be clear, the needs of those we've been serving in the countries in the Caribbean and Latin America have not gone away. We're encouraging people who want to make a gift to Food for the Poor to make an additional gift to help us do this life-saving work in Ukraine. Those who need the most urgent help are the poorest of the poor, who have no means to help themselves. And indeed, the elderly and the poor are the ones that are left behind and are counting on charities such as Feed My Starving Children and Food for the Poor. We recognize our donors' desire to reach out to the suffering poor in Ukraine. And it's our desire to be great stewards of your loving and faithful gifts. To donate to Food for the Poor and make an additional gift to help the people of the Ukraine, please go to www.foodforthepoor.org/Ukraine. The relationship between Food for the Poor and Feed My Starving Children, a Christian ministry, goes back many years and has grown exponentially. In fact, since 2009, that partnership has added up to almost 1.2 billion meals. While we work together in Ukraine, that aid will continue. We are so grateful for your prayers and for your gifts for the least of these. Without you, none of this would be possible. We are united in God's work. God bless.